We want to begin, of course, with our leadership sponsor, which is HBO Documentary Films. They are huge supporters of documentary film festivals, and we're very thankful for their support this and previous years. We also want to thank A&E Indie Films and Netflix, who are major sponsors, Sundance Now Doc Club, a supporting sponsor for this year, and New York Magazine and WNET, who are our leading media sponsors. And of course, I want to thank the rest of the DOC NYC staff and everyone here at the SVA Theater and at the other venues, including the projectionists and all the other folks that work with us. Not to mention the 100+ volunteers that make the festival run like clockwork. So thank you to all those folks. Finally, one last thank you is to our co-presenter for the evening, Cinema Tropical, which is a fantastic organization here in New York City that helps support films from Latin America or with Latin American themes. So we want to thank them for their support in promoting the film and letting you all know about it. Please join me in welcoming to the stage for a brief introduction the directors of the film, Alex Hammond and Ian Markiewicz, to say a few words.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. It's been it's our pleasure to finally screen Lucha Mexico here in New York at DOC NYC. It's really exciting. Ian, if you want to say a few words.
No, just, thanks to DOC NYC, obviously. This is great to be here. We did it a few years ago, and they were wonderful, so great to be back. And everybody should stick around after if they can, because we have a couple very special guests who you may have heard already, and they're going to be here to make more noise later, and hopefully, and hopefully not hurt anybody.
Yes.
Please join me in welcoming back Alex Hammond and Ian Markiewicz.
We should bring up our two stars that are here tonight. I'd love to introduce El 1000% Guapo Shocker.
Jon Strongman Anderson.
For the uninitiated, this is a great education in Lucha Libre.
I wanted to make a movie about wrestling. I think that there's a, you guys all know how people in the U.S. feel about wrestling. You know how they think about it. And it was sort of my idea to do something that wasn't, and I'm not going to name names, but like some of the other wrestling movies that are out there, and do something that's a little more honest, maybe, and not with the agenda of making them look bad. But Lucha Libre in particular was really interesting to me, and when I showed Alex Lucha Libre, that all of a sudden became the film. And she could tell you why, maybe.
Well, once you start getting and watching these shows, you just immediately, you're just so drawn into just the physicalness and the just the talent of these men and women. And I don't know, we always wanted to give people some background and some information so that, they could actually understand what they go through.
Hello, everybody. For us Mexicans, Lucha Libre is a culture. Mexico is well known for the tequila, for el mariachi, but now Mexico is very well known for Lucha Libre. You see it in the World Cup, in the Olympic Games, everywhere you see masks of luchadores. And that's why I guess Alex and Ian wanted to be a part of it and wanted to show all these wonderful people a little bit of what we go through in the Mexican art of Lucha Libre. Because it seems very easy, but it's a pain in the ass to become a wrestler.
Well, I think they did an excellent job of capturing what was really going on. The one thing that, there's so many aspects to it. I think the one thing, and somebody said it, I don't remember who it was in the film, but one thing obviously they couldn't capture, because it's obviously when you hear me say, you'll understand why, is the amount of time that a wrestler spends alone. That's a really challenging part. And that's honestly what tends to end a lot of careers, because that's where they end up, becoming, drunks and drug addicts if they don't have the discipline to stay with the eating and the training and all the stuff that goes into being a success. It's that time alone that's the killer. But obviously, how could they film the time alone?
I just want to add a little thing. One thing I really love about the film is that it invites you to come to Mexico and enjoy Lucha Libre and be a part of it, live it like we do. I think that's one of the greatest things about the film. I wouldn't call it Lucha Mexico. I would call the film Jon's and Shocker's film.
We considered that.
You should consider that.
I mean, after all, they started off filming a lot of people. That but the cream rises to the top. What can we say? Shocker and I both wrestle around the world. Arena Mexico is it is the the king. Yeah, it is. It's the cathedral of wrestling in Mexico, and as you saw right at the tail of the film, Shocker went from a packed house, 20,000 people, to maybe 200 people in a muddy parking lot. But I guess what I want to point out is that happens all over the world, Japan as well. We both work there. I've gone from working a 2,000 seat venue to a 50,000 feet venue 2 nights later. We went from basically a really kind of a glorified gymnasium, high school. I guess it was some sort of a school. We were in Japan. I didn't exactly know where it was. To 2 nights later in the Tokyo Dome. So absolutely, what you saw, that is the way it works. That's life. That's wrestling.
If you pay for the ticket, we got to do the show. Like they said, like we Mexicans said, if you mess with one bean, you got to eat the whole burrito.
I loved the title design and the poster design and the music. Please talk to me about those creative choices.
Well, I will say that my brother is fantastic, and he did the art.
Amazing.
It was just the exact thing we were looking for. We love it. And then the sound. I mean, Alex can talk about that.
Yeah, music took like 8 months just to like clear and figure out, what with our composers. We had several different composers from Mexico to a guy in LA, Jonathan Snipes, he's so good. And then of course San Juana, Shocker's mom, has a few tunes in there. So it was a lot of fun. It's fun. I mean, music's so much fun to put in this.
Great addition.
I got to jump in real quick and let you guys know that sitting here in the theater, the sounds that you were hearing was absolutely incredibly accurate. I mean, when you're in the arena, that place is rocking, much like it was in here. I mean, the sounds are just like you can feel them in your chest. So, I mean, what they did with the sound in the film was it was as real as it gets. Everything from the sounds in the arena to the weights to when I'm dropping weights. I mean, it was crazy how accurate they were with sound.
Yeah, those weights were loud.
All right, everyone, please give a round of thanks to Alex, Ian.
Thank you for coming.
Lucha Mexico is screening again next week, Wednesday, November 18th at 4:45 at Bowtie Chelsea. So if you enjoyed it, please tell your friends. Thank you.